In the modern day, what is the worst thing you can experience that's widely accepted in society? I would argue that the worst thing that you could experience on a consistent basis, month after month, year after year, for the rest of your life, is being broke. And what is my definition of being broke? Being broke, I would argue, is a paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, or a lifestyle that doesn't give you the resources to enhance your lifestyle in the future. So if you are able to save $100 a month, for example, that sucks. That's fucking brutal, right? If you're able to save 500 to 2,000 and beyond, then okay, we're talking about breathing room now, right? But if you don't have any substance or any resources to be able to put to the side to grow, then I would consider you broke, right? So if you are able to save $50 a month, $100 a month, that's nothing, right? I would argue that you need to be able to save minimum 500, right? Because there's not a lot you can do with anything under $500, right? I mean, sure, you can invest $100 a month, right? And in 40 years, listening to someone like Dave Ramsey, if you invest $100 a month, yeah, you'll be rich at 65, but who gives a fuck? That's not a very appealing situation. Who gives a fuck if I can live my life at 65, right? Who cares? I'm gonna die. Everyone at some point is able to live their life at 65, right? Now, obviously, there's some people that can't, right? But for the most part, right, you can file for disability, you can file for Social Security. There's programs that you can live off of, right? If you're old and you just don't have the money, right? But the worst thing is being broke, because if you're broke, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how healthy you are. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how educated you are. It doesn't matter how good you look. It doesn't matter what is going in your life. If your financial situation sucks, the outlook for you is gloom, right? It's gloom and doom, because by default, the human want for evolution, and it's not even really a want, it's a need. We need to evolve as we age through life, is directly tied to your finances, because to the degree that you're financially incompetent or not stable, is to the degree that you're going to be sick, is to the degree that you're going to be unhappy, is to the degree that you're going to be unable to develop yourself mentally and spiritually, right? Because by default, what is happening with the monetary supply? The dollar is losing its purchasing power year after year, a little bit each year, right? Wages continue to stagnate. And as a result, right, if you're by default not growing, right, monetarily speaking, then by default you're regressing monetarily. And if you're regressing monetarily, not only are your finances going to suffer, but as a result of your finances suffering, your stress is going to suffer. Your health is going to suffer. Your potential to keep your relationship together, or your potential to meet someone of the opposite sex, is going to suffer, right? So this isn't just about one day having enough money to enjoy your life. No, it's about, in a way, protecting you from the reality of being broke. Being broke, guys, you're susceptible to so much shit. You're susceptible to government control. Think about during COVID, right? Think about during COVID, right? When so many people had to take the fucking jab and had to wear face diapers because they didn't have the money to be able to say fuck you and leave, or they didn't have the passive income to maybe cover them while they were looking for another job. Guys, we live in scary times. You never know what could happen, right? And I don't want to make this like a fear-mongering type of video, but I want to really, based off of historical context, really bring this to the surface and let you know that the consequences of you being financially incompetent and not moving towards a life that is going to give you choice and give you freedom and kind of insulate you from the dangers that life could potentially bring is significant, right? It's severe, right? Do you want to be the person who's living paycheck to paycheck, right, for the past 5 or 10 years while, a new pandemic comes, and now because you were fucking off and bullshitting and thinking life is just a joke and life is just something that is to be taken lightly. Now you have to take a fucking jab. Now you have to wear a face diaper. Right? Now in 5 years, when you're living paycheck to paycheck and your girlfriend finds another man who's financially stable and financially competent, now she leaves your bitch ass because you were fucking off and you weren't taking your life seriously financially. Like, you have to think of all of the things that are a byproduct of you being broke, and use all of that pain, use all of that potential for catastrophe to drive you towards success, right? I'll be honest with you. You know, people say that, you know, we're supposed to be driven by positive outcomes and stuff like that. I'll be totally transparent with you right now with what I'm about to say. The things that motivate me the most to become rich, to become financially well off, to become financially affluent and abundant are correlated to the life I imagine if I don't acquire that status and that way of living. Like, do you really think that life is going to get easier? Do you really think inflation is going to stop? Do you really think the value of the US dollar is going to continue to not continue to go down year after year? Do you really think that in the next 5 to 20 years there's not going to be a pandemic, a war, or something that could come our way that could fuck us up if we're not ready? Right? So guys, like, you have to be privy to these things, right? Like, if the world it goes to shit, right, it affects all of us at some level, right? Now, if you're, again, privy and you're paying attention, right, and you're taking necessary steps to better your financial situation, you can put yourself in a position for that to not affect you, right? For that to, at least not affect you in the easiest sense, right? Like, it might take a while for things to unfold or a total collapse for things to affect you, right? But wouldn't you rather be in a position, wouldn't you want to be in a position to where in a few years, let's say that another pandemic comes around and your job's telling you to wear a fucking face diaper and wear a mask? Wouldn't it be great if you had passive income coming in every month to be able to say, no, fuck you, I'm not wearing a mask, I'm not taking this job, I'm gone? Don't you want to be in a position to be able to do that? Or at least maybe not you, but you'd be able to take your family out of certain situations. You'd be able to take your kids out of school, out of a toxic school situation where they're implementing it in the school systems. Right? So guys, I just want to paint. I'm not trying to do this to make you fearful or try to make you depressed. I'm trying to put this into perspective for you so it can kick you in the ass and get you to start taking the necessary actions that you need to take on a weekly basis to start to build your financial game, right? Because again, if you're not building your financial game is going this way, whether you realize it or not. Eggs, everyone needs to eat, right? So everyone needs a place to live, right? So the cost of living is not going to go down, and the cost of sustaining yourself through energy and through food is not going to go down. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit here and just continue to take what I say lightly, or take what other people tell you lightly in the financial world? Are you going to take it lightly and just be like, oh yeah, it's just another video I'm watching. Yeah, it's just something else that comes along, something that could happen. Or do you want to be in a position to be able to protect yourself when those unfortunate things may occur? Now, that's not to say that they will occur, right? Like, of course, no one knows what the future holds, really. There's so many people that have these conspiracy theories about, the dollar collapsing and the world going to shit, right? It could happen, it couldn't happen. But I think it's better to be in a position, if it does happen, to have it not affect you, right? And you can position yourself for it to not affect you, right? So, as much as I want to talk about positive reasons for you to get your financial act together, I think what's more inspiring and what's more motivating and what's more triggering to get you guys to take action is to talk about the things that suck. The things that suck are, and again, I can't say this for everybody, but I think the emotion of joy and happiness is not as strong as the emotion of pain and fear and suffering, or the feelings of those things, right? Or sadness. So, Sigmund Freud says we do things to escape pain and move towards pleasure. I think the escaping the pain is a stronger component to people taking action than it is for me to talk about all the rainbow, great, grass is greener on the other side outcomes of you getting your financial act together. So again, you can choose what to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just bringing it to your attention, right? So hey, maybe you might consider what I say to and not take what I say lightly, right? And not take it with a grain of salt and be like, damn, shit, a pandemic has happened. We just, guys, 2 months ago, we almost got into a fucking world war, right? So again, the world is unstable and it's going to continue to be unstable. Do you want to put yourself in a position to not be the first one to get wiped out if shit hits the fan? That's all I'm saying, right? And you start that by what? Doing the things we talk about, working those extra shifts, right? Investing your money, right? Learning new skills, learning new ways to create other sources of income. So if your fucking job tells you that you need to take a stupid ass job, you can tell them, fuck you, I'm not taking that shit, right? So anyways, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.